Welcome and thank you for joining us. Appropriate it is that we find ourselves on the eve of Veterans Day in Veterans Park on your Long Beach Recreation Center campus. What a difference a year makes. Please remain standing with your attention directed to the flag as Long Beach High School student Alexandra Brodsky sings our national anthem.
We change it on I'm on the second.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
It was roughly a year ago that Superstorm Sandy devastated our community. It damaged everything from our playgrounds, it disrupted our lives, it impacted on our power plants. Every aspect of Long Beach was compromised. We've made tremendous progress since then. However, it's really been because of our community spirit and our partnerships with local government that we've been able to reach these levels. It's been those partnerships that have allowed us to move forward and to stand here stronger, smarter, and safer, which, if you think about it, look around, this all was accomplished in under a year. Really crucial in that has been Governor Cuomo. He's been here helping us to make sure we get back on our feet from the very start. As a matter of fact, he was here with us earlier this morning to announce a major contribution, a project that's going to actually transform Long Beach's infrastructure. Just like that announcement, we're here now to celebrate another step forward in our community's recovery. We're going to cut the ribbon on these improved basketball courts. Specifically, we're going to dedicate these two new Dreamcourts. These courts are really for everyone in Long Beach, but we anticipate it's going to be used by all of the children and it's going to get tons of use. We're tremendously thankful for all of those who've been involved in today's events, especially Billy, Janice, and Nancy for their incredibly generous contributions. This could not have happened without them.
Thank you for being here. This is awesome. This is Long Beach. Look at what we have. Everybody from our community represented here. The diversity of our population, our strength, the history. I played ball with Billy Crystal on the malls when I was a little kid. What a great athlete. Basketball player, baseball player. But you know, somebody interviewed me recently on television. They asked me about Long Beach, and I said, if you really want to put a face on Long Beach and what Long Beach is all about, it's Billy Crystal. He brings happiness. He brings a desire of love. He's a representative of humanity, and he's just something that is delightful. And that's what Long Beach is all about. We're a respite. God gave us what we have here today. And as I said, the beauty of our city is the diversity of our people, all together. With all the crisis that took place, everybody had smiles because everybody was helping each other. We are resilient. And today, we say thank you because, as I said many, many times, Long Beach is recreation. Look what God gave us, the most beautiful beach in the world, a boardwalk, wonderful people, and a recreation center that just serves the needs from our youngest to our elderly. Long Beach is happiness. So today I'm very honored and privileged to say thank you. Governor, thank you for everything that you have done for our city. Dean, working with you in Albany, and everybody who is here today. Because as I said before, the strength and the resilience are the people who live here. God bless you all and thank you for being here.
What a beautiful day, beautiful faces, happy people, and a beautiful court. A year ago, we saw Mother Nature at its worst, but the aftermath of Sandy, we saw our people at their best. People working to help each other restore their lives, people being charitable to help those in need, working with the governor on a daily basis, visiting Long Beach constantly to make sure that there is a total recovery from the devastation. And today, there's another positive. We're joined by the Crystal family, who have been most generous in helping Long Beach recover and to dedicate these beautiful basketball courts. So I'm delighted to join with the Crystal family. Joe, you're the famous one. You're the famous one. But I'm delighted to join with all of you today and with our governor as we make this great announcement and ribbon cutting. So thank you and enjoy the day.
It's a privilege to be here. My name is Gwyneth Lloyd, and I am the very, very proud Executive Director of the World Ventures Foundation. And I believe we have some World Ventures reps. You should be here. Thank you. We're very grateful you're here. Thank you. World Ventures Foundation, the legacy of these Dreamcourts is starting to grow. And this is one of the prime and most important example today. This is our 9th and 10th court together. And Nancy has been leading the charge. She created this concept with our president, Eddie Head, who couldn't be here with us, but he and Nancy imagined a place of safety for the children, because the world has changed and the foundation knows that, and we want to be where children are and give them amazing, safe, exciting places where they can feel honored, special, and that people care about them. And we believe these courts are incredible examples of that. So I could spend hours telling you about the amazing things that the children will do with these courts, but I want to say thank you for being here to them, because you are why we're here. Thank you so much. And then to acknowledge one more time our World Ventures reps for showing up and supporting this amazing thing. You are the best. And to Sport Court for the amazing partnership that we have together. Thank you, Joe, very much. It's amazing. And to all our dignitaries, thank you for allowing me a couple of minutes to say thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Steve Kohut. My pleasure to introduce Nancy Lieberman. Nancy Lieberman grew up in Far Rockaway, just about 20 miles west of here. She played on the fields and the courts of the community where she actually learned her skills and chose basketball. She played her summer basketball with the New York Chuckles and of course at Far Rockaway High School. So anybody here from Far Rockaway, you should be proud of Nancy and everything that she's done. Nancy's career is well documented. She's a gold and silver medal winner at the Pan American Games. She's a two-time Olympic winner as a teenager. She went to school at Old Dominion University, which was a powerhouse of women's basketball in the 1970s and 80s. 2 national championships, an NIT championship. She was a 2-time winner of the Wade Trophy as the National Player of the Year, the Broderick Trophy as the Best Women's Player of the Year. Nancy was also named the 3-time Kodak All-American. Nancy is commonly referred to or called Lady Magic, which is a nod to Irvin Magic Johnson. And Nancy would play women's pro basketball with the Dallas Diamonds. She'd be the first female to play basketball in the Men's United States Basketball League. And she also played on the Washington Generals, and they are known as the opponents of the Harlem Globetrotters. In 1997, Nancy played for the Phoenix Mercury during her first year of the WNBA, and in 1998 would become the coach and general manager of the Detroit Shock. In 1996, Nancy was inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame, and 3 years later, into the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. You know, that's amazing. I hope I didn't leave anything out, Nancy, but just keep going. But more importantly, Nancy, not only her basketball dreams came true, but Nancy had a dream. And in 2010, the Nancy Lieberman Foundation partnered with Connor Sport Court International and the World Ventures Foundation to fulfill her dream. Together, they built the foundation's first Dreamcourt in Frisco, Texas. That Dreamcourt is located adjacent to a Boys and Girls Club that serves hundreds of children every day. Since then, there have been other Dreamcourts throughout the country, and there's even a Dreamcourt in Hawaii. You can go online and see the opening of that court and the faces on the children in Hawaii to have Nancy there spinning the ball on their finger. In June 2013, Nancy met up with actor and entertainer Billy Crystal and his wife Janice here in Long Beach. Some of you were there. They announced plans to build 2 dream courts where we are today. This decision was part of the Crystal's $1 million donation to Long Beach to help it recover from the damage caused by Hurricane Sandy. With the Dreamcourt program, Nancy Lieberman has fulfilled her dream of collaborating with World Ventures Foundation to build high-quality basketball courts with the mission to provide a healthy physical, emotional, and mental environment for young girls and boys to build their self-esteem and their confidence so they will be able to make the right choices in the future. So on behalf of the boys and girls of all ages here in Long Beach who are going to use these courts, thank you, Nancy, thank you, Billy, thank you, Janice. Before I call up Nancy, I want to ask Joe Ure from Sport Court to just come up very quickly. And they have a presentation for Nancy and Billy and Janice. Just real quick, this is Joe Ure. He's the guy that's responsible for building these courts.
Thank you so much, Stephen, and everyone for allowing us a couple of minutes. We just wanted to introduce you to a couple of people who are involved in getting this court built. Garth Melville, Giovanni Cipriano, if you'd stand up, there he is. Gio's father-in-law, John Candelaria. We have a couple of balls we'd like to offer, and as our thanks to Billy Crystal and Nancy and Janice, and just tell you how much we're so proud to be a part of this amazing court in this facility, and what a great thing everyone's doing. Gwyneth, Nancy, the Crystals, and the city of Long Beach. Thank you all so much. Thanks.
I have the show on Broadway called 701 Sundays, but I took time to come out here. It is hard being an unpaid comedian, okay? Hey, first I would just like to say to Councilman, Senator, and Governor, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to be here with us today. To Billy and Jana, Crystal, I don't even know where to begin to appropriately say thank you for your kindness, your humility, your wanting to do this with us. This dream started with World Ventures Foundation, as Gwyneth mentioned, and myself. I grew up not far from here, as Steve mentioned. Being on a court was my dream. It was safe. We were poor. We had no heat, no lights, not a lot of parental help in my house when I was growing up, but I thought that basketball was my savior. So to be on a court was a dream. It was safe for me. It was an environment where there was no judgment. where people didn't look at me, whether I was white, black, Jewish, Christian, young, old. They just accepted me. So for all the people that I played basketball with on courts, back in my childhood here in Long Beach, in Far Rockaway, all over the city, I want to say thank you for being here, for supporting me, and then coming back at this time to be here for this amazing moment here in Long Beach. What I will say is that when you look at Billy and Janice and myself, you might say, how the heck do they know each other? You know, sometimes there's just karma and love and kindness with people. And sports brings people together. And when Billy was on stage in March at Muhammad Ali's event, and I was sitting at a table, I was sitting with Sinbad, and you went on stage and he raised like $1 million in 3 minutes, and I looked at Sinbad and I went, I'm a loser, he's a winner. And I went, I'm a point guard, and I'm a winner, and I went right back and I asked Lonnie Ali, I said, introduce me to Billy, and she introduced me backstage to you, and I said, being a smart point guard, of course, you got to go to your go-to guys, okay? So I went to Billy and I said, look, this is what we're doing, this is what my foundation does. I didn't even know if you believed me, but I got an email from you a couple months later saying, are you serious, are we doing this? And here we are. It's one thing to say something, it's another thing to complete the task, and thank you. Thank you for allowing us to do this in collaboration. The great Maya Angelou once said, you can't go through life with two mitts. You have to throw something back. Billy, this is a chance for me and you to throw something back for Janice and myself and everybody here to this community. These kids are gonna love this for many, many years. I do want to thank Joe Ure and Sport Court and my fabulous partners, the World Ventures Foundation, who partners with the Nancy Lieberman Foundation. Thank you, World Ventures. Steve Cohort, where are you?
I'm here.
Am I missing
I'm over
you?
here. I'm over.
You're so short.
You're standing on the podium.
And powerful, is what I meant to say. Powerful. Thank you for every step of the way. You have been a leader in this community. I will never, ever forget you for what you did for this project. If Billy would come up here, I have a very special presentation for you. I did not tell you this. Okay, in life, we all have our first hoop. And a friend of mine, Michael Paris, has a thing and it's called First Hoops. Myself, guys like Julius Erving, a lot of the Hall of Famers, we all had our first hoops somewhere in life. No matter who you are, what you are, everybody here had a first hoop. Billy, I called you and asked you about your first hoop ever in life, and this is where it was. This is in Long Beach. This is for you. And I hope that you'll enjoy this. Where did you tell me this was?
East School.
East School, right here. And
That's great.
it's just something that no matter what we have, what we've done, this takes us back to the reality of our childhood. And just thank you for allowing me to present you with your first hoop.
That's beautiful.
You're awesome. So with that, my time has, what are we doing? Joel and Richard, come on up. By law, you have to be up here. So I'm actually going to give you hugs, kisses. How'd you get all the height?
I stole it from Steve Cohut.
Thank you, everybody. And to, again, all my friends and family from Far Rockaway that showed up here today. I'm so blessed and honored. And just use this court. Kids, this is for y'all. So one day when something good happens to you, you're going to pay it forward. You're going to do something for people you don't know, right? Say yes. And we're going to change the world together. We're only as good as the people around us. So Long Beach, God bless each and every one of you. Billy and Janice. Janice, come on up here, please. You got to have a go-to. I didn't teach her that.
Well, I'm gonna introduce you with Rip. We need one more person. We'll have 5 people to play. You know, looking at the kids, I realized that my brothers and I were all kids at one time. Our family first moved to Long Beach in 1950 in a little house on West Park Avenue on Lindell Boulevard, 573 West Park. I think I was 8, and that makes Richard 4, and Billy was 2. And my Uncle Danny and my Aunt Florrie had the house next to us. And then from that point to Washington Boulevard, there were no other houses, just sand. And we were close to the Laurel Theater. We could sort of walk there. The magic of the movies began to take hold of us. You could even leave your bicycle against the side of the theater and come out and your bicycle was still there. And today when you go there with a bicycle, somebody took the movie theater. And as we move towards where the old wreck was that I and my brothers grew up with, it was Central School, was not a condominium as it is now, but it was a cement, asphalt schoolyard that we played softball leagues in the summer with Harvey, and right in the middle of center field with 2 basketball courts, Nancy. And somehow no one ever got hit, and guys made great catches and guys hit home runs. And we had our wonderful people there, Jimmy McCabe, Yale Newman, Bobby Carroll, the coaches that we grew up with and the wonderful teachers. Long Beach is still very special, but then it was a little different community that we were blessed to grow up in. So here we stand today in looking at the wreck, where our memories of standing online and filling out FEMA forms and turning on our license plates and filling out SBL forms, it's slowly faded, but it's very real. The city has responded beautifully. This morning I spent the morning, the reason I was late was the governor's fault, actually. And so that's better than the kid who used to bring me the note that his dog ate the homework. But in any event, I just wanted to comment that in the darkest hours, in the worst time of recovery after the stunning reality of it all, was that Billy took us to the movies. We bussed people there. They had popcorn, and it was back to the movies for us, and you all got a great laugh when Bette Midler came into a scene where Billy and his grandchildren had destroyed the kitchen, and she said, this looks like a FEMA disaster area, and the audience erupted in humor. And I knew then we'd be all right. So on behalf of my family, my brother Richard, who actually was at the Long Beach Library yesterday, written a novel, was the guest author, and to my brother Billy and Janice, thank you.
That's a tough act to follow. Nancy, we should have built these courts indoors. This is cold this morning. What a fantastic day. That the governor's here, Senator Harvey, who I've known since before I was born. And I did 2 shows yesterday. I'm a little hoarse, I'm sorry. What a magnificent thing to be able to come back to this town, even though in many ways I never left. To stand right next to this baseball field where I played so many innings. Basketball courts were back over there. You develop athleticism, you develop teamwork, you understand how to work with friends and strangers and be competitive in the best way. And then you come back to a chance where you can not only catch the ball but pass it to somebody else. And that's what happened when I met Nancy in Phoenix just last March. And when she approached me, we came up with this plan, and Janice and I were able to help execute it and complete this slam dunk today. There's all kinds of alley-oops, and this doesn't happen without you. And the fact that all these kids can come and adults can come and play on this magnificent surface and be reminded about what teamwork is all about. Yes, we were able to do certain things, but it doesn't happen without the whole infrastructure of Long Beach and Jack Schneerman and Steve and everybody who made this day possible. It's very moving to me to be standing here with my brothers and Janice, of course, but for Joe Rip and I, we grew up on courts like this. This is where we played, and they're called dream courts because that's what we would do. We would dream on these courts. We would play, but we'd be Marty Glickman announcing. We'd be Marv Albert announcing. And the dream was always, oh, I made the last second shot for the Knicks. They did use us, actually. But that's where you start to develop a thought that maybe something good can happen in your life. You create a whole fantasy world, but you know, for us today, that dream and that fantasy is coming true. With the beginning of this and other programs that Janice and I have been working on with the city, there'll be announcements as we roll more things out over time. So I'm so thrilled to be able to be here today, that this happened so quick, and that things can really happen. If you believe in yourself and you believe in others and you get them to believe in you, then look what you can do. And so that's what today is all about. And my eternal gratitude to the city for just being Long Beach, for being a place that you grow up in and you thrive in, and you do leave, but you always come back in your heart to something even better than you imagined. So I'm really glad that this all worked out beautifully today. My special thanks to Governor Cuomo, who I met right after Sandy at the concert for Sandy Relief in Madison Square Garden that I hosted. And we met backstage, and he promised me that Long Beach was in his uppermost thoughts, and he would do everything to get this community back up on its feet as best he could. And he has not failed to deliver on any of that. And I think, Governor, what is really refreshing for me, and especially in our political climate today, is that you are a politician who actually does what he says he's going to do. And that is a spectacular thing to know, that everyone here and a lot of you are still hurting. There's a lot of people still not in their homes yet. There's a lot of things yet to be done. The announcement today of this 11-foot barrier is a terrific thing. There are other things that are going to be coming out that'll get you very excited. They're going to help Long Beach. Some won't be visible. Some will be about infrastructure and helping also in preventing flooding, in increasing storms, because as we see, Mother Nature is getting really ticked off. We saw what happened in the Philippines, and storms are bigger, more powerful, so we have to be ready. And the governor has really helped make that possible, that Long Beach will be protected in the future. And I'm very proud of my brother Joel, who went up to Albany and pleaded the case to get this money that the governor delivered today. And so with that, I thank you all. My dream was always just to be a good person. And seeing all of you here today makes me feel that's good, I did good. that's a really nice feeling. So it is really my honor, excuse me again, it is really my honor to present Governor Cuomo, who is a man of honesty and decency and really cares about this city a lot. Governor.
Thank you very much. Let's give another round of applause to Billy and Janice and all the crystals. To get to this point in the program, everything has been said, just not everyone has said it. First, what a beautiful day with the sun shining and we're all together. It's hard to imagine that just over a year ago, Hurricane Sandy hit. And for the young people who are here today, when you're listening to all of this, in some ways, Hurricane Sandy was the classic lesson in life. Things are going to happen. Things are going to come out of the blue that you don't expect, and you're going to get knocked on your rear end in life. And that's what happened with Hurricane Sandy. We had no warning. Everything was going fine, and then seemingly out of nowhere, the storm comes up, and everything changes. And that will happen. Someone will get sick, God forbid, in life. Something will happen. Something will happen in your professional life. Something will happen in your personal life. And then the question becomes, how do you react? And how do you handle it? What do you do when life knocks you on your rear end? Do you sit there and do you feel bad for yourself? Or do you pull yourself up? Do you get up? Do you dust yourself off? Do you learn from it? Do you have friends around you who can put out their hand to help you up? And do you move forward? That was the question. And after Hurricane Sandy, it was so disorienting, so bad, so devastating for so long. Long Beach said, we're going to get up. We're going to get up and we're going to learn from what happened. And we're going to come up with a recognition that there is something going on with this climate change and there is something with extreme weather. Billy's exactly right. You saw it in the Philippines. You see it worldwide. All these extreme weather patterns that never happened before. And we're going to learn from it. And we're going to grow from it. And we're going to be the better for it. And we're not just going to rebuild Long Beach. We're not going to replace what was. We're going to take this opportunity to build a new Long Beach that is better and bigger and smarter and stronger and more unified than ever before. And that's what Long Beach is doing. That beautiful boardwalk, it's magnificent with that fancy Brazilian wood. Did you see that fancy Brazilian? Oh, it was so beautiful. I was afraid to walk on it. I was going to take off my shoes before I walked down the boardwalk. It was really magnificent. The dunes that are on the beach, because we're learning this morning, we announced that we're going to put up walls on the bay side to keep the floods out of the electric plant and the sewage treatment plant and the water treatment plant. So Long Beach is going to be the better for it. Why? Because Long Beach came together, because you were strong, because you were resilient, because people worked together. Even people in government worked together. And we performed. Dean Skelos, who's your senator, who's my partner in Albany, happens to be from the other party, but we've seen how ugly it is when government doesn't work. Well, now you see how nice it looks when government actually works together and we actually get the job done. Scott Mandel and your city council, give them a round of applause for stepping up. Your Assemblyman Harvey Wiesenberg. People came together, and then we had friends. And we have some really good and really special friends who were there for us. Billy and Janice, who, by the way, have not just been there for Long Beach, but Billy and Janice are there for all sorts of needy causes all across this country. He does do good because they represent good and they've done good for a lot of people. Let's give them another round of applause. To Joel Crystal and John McNally, who head the Community Revitalization Zone group, who came up to Albany and blew us away. I'll tell you how funny Joel is and smart. He made a water sewage treatment plant fun to talk about. Try that sometime. Joel Crystal and John McNally, let's give them a round of applause. And to every resident of Long Beach who went through one of the most difficult episodes in the history of Long Beach, possibly one of the toughest things they're ever going to go through in their life, and pulled themselves up and were smarter and kinder and stronger for the experience. It's partially a story of Long Beach. It's a story of New York. We are tough. They say New Yorkers are tough. We are tough. It's a tough town, tough state, tough times. But we're also a loving people and a giving people. And we also believe in community. And when times are tough, we're there one for another, like no one else. That's what New York is about, and I'm proud to be its governor. Thank you, and God bless you.
Okay, ready? Spin it. picture? All right, one more time.
A year ago, no one was smiling in Long Beach, and today you gotta, you know, it's the whole opposite of what happened so tragically. Now, the city's on its way back. The boardwalk is open, and the businesses are coming back, you know, slowly. And there's still so much work to do, but yet there's a lot of good things happening because of people like Nancy.
It's an unbelievable feeling. No matter who you are, what's happened in your life, this is your roots. This is where you are happy. You made your friends. You made your, you know, you kind of built who you were, your self-esteem and confidence. And to know that we can do this here. And I mean, this is Billy's hometown. The fact that he's here and he cares, he and Janice, it just says so much about who they are, the character of who they are. These are the people that I want to do life with, and I want to be a part of, you know, changing people's lives and inspiring them. And as Billy said, you're only as good as the person standing shoulder to shoulder with you, and that's why we're here.
There are 5 or 6 programs that are now pretty much fully funded that we're going to be announcing as they roll out. So when they become a real reality, then we'll have more events like this throughout the next year, and it's very promising things that I think the city will be very happy with. And like I said, some will be very visible, and some will be helping the infrastructure of the city recuperate and get stronger. So if something else happens, we'll be more ready for it.
Awesome.
So Janice and I are very excited about. We've been working with the city council and coming up with ideas, and they've been so collaborative about letting us have input in things that we would like to see, and then also that Muhammad Ali, who was really inspirational and a big part of how we were able to raise this money, things that the Alis would want to see happen, and those things are going to happen too, and I think it's going to bring a whole new face to Long Beach athletics, of things that are going to be announced pretty soon.
Awesome. Anything else any of you would want to say about today? And
I just want to play more. And this is the first step for a lot of things that are going to be happening that we're involved with. There'll be more things announced and programs and things that'll help the city and the people that live here for years to come. It was always a place, like I said on the thing, the appropriate name is Dreamcourt. And kids can dream, and they'll dream they can play for the varsity, they'll dream they can play for the Knicks, they can dream them they play college. I mean, that's what dreaming is all about. But you know, today our dream came true, and these courts will be here for forever.
We had yet another phenomenal event here in the city of Long Beach. We've had a lot of these lately. We've had the boardwalk reopening, we had a commemoration of Sandy, and today, in addition to a great announcement from Governor Cuomo, who's very generously providing the city with significant funding for infrastructure repairs, we also had the grand opening, I should say, of the Dreamcourt. This is from Billy Crystal and Janice Crystal and Nancy Lieberman. It's a beautiful court. You look at it here, the beautiful blue and orange Knicks colors, as a Knicks fan myself. It's just tremendous what's going on in the city. You can tell that we're rebuilding stronger, smarter, and safer, and the city's really on the comeback trail.